Finally, we come to reciprocal pronouns, and I've saved the easiest for last. A reciprocal pronoun refers back to two or more substantives acting as the subject of a clause when the subjects are acting on one another. It's a really complicated definition. Fortunately, these are really easy to spot. Jack and Jill hate each other. Each other is reciprocal pronoun because it's referring back to two substantives that are acting on each other or interacting in some way. They have hatred toward one another. The crayfish, or crawfish, spelled crayfish, there we go, started attacking one another. Okay, so we have this group of substantives that are interacting with one another. So that's when we use the reciprocal pronoun. English has only two reciprocal pronouns, and you just saw them, each other and one another. So that's why this is the easiest pronoun to classify, because there's only two of them. The antecedents of reciprocal pronouns are always the interacting substantives. Why are those two always fighting each other? The reciprocal, excuse me, the antecedent of the reciprocal pronoun each other would be those two. My friends often play practical jokes on one another. The antecedent of one another would be friends. Okay, so the antecedent is always the two or more substantives that are acting on each other. Cool. There are rules for whether to use each other or one another. Use each other when referring to only two things. Our dog and cat love each other. I've got two things, dog, cat, so I'm going to use each other. Katie and Michelle take care of each other. So I've got two people, Katie, Michelle, so I'm going to use each other. Use one another, though, when referring to more than two things. Our dog, cat, and mongoose love one another. Or Katie, Michelle, and Wendy take care of one another. Finally, reciprocal pronouns may be possessive. They may take a possessive form. They wore each other's clothes. Here we've made each other into possessives because it's possessing clothes. The dancers stepped on one another's toes. Here we go. One another's is possessive of toes. So in this sense, just like with all possessives, these reciprocal pronouns are no longer substantives but functioning as attributives. So anytime you take any sort of pronoun and make it possessive, you're turning it from a substantive into an attributive. Reciprocal pronouns are already plural, so we don't use the S apostrophe to make them plural possessive. We use the apostrophe S. Yeah, each other's with the S apostrophe, that's always wrong, and so is one another's with the S apostrophe. Yeah, it should be each other apostrophe S or one another apostrophe S. All right, that's it for reciprocal pronouns. Go ahead and take a look at some of the exercises.